Welcome back to Trading with CJ. Today we are talking about Torchlight Energy / Metamaterials. This one is gaining more and more traction and we are getting closer and closer to a major potential catalyst with this company. We spoke about Torchlight Energy a couple weeks ago now. We did a stock analysis video, but today we're going to try and give you the updates around this and do our best to answer all the questions that you investors want to know. And is this company a potential buy right here, right now? We're going to get into all of that in this video. If you appreciate that, please go ahead and smash the like and subscribe to my channel as well. We also have a completely free Discord with now over 3,200 members. So you can join us on that. It is completely free. Link is in the description below. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to waste your time here going through Torchlight Energy too much, although that is the company you're looking for. But basically, Torchlight Energy is an oil and gas company, okay? And this has 3 different projects that it's currently working on. However, it will not be that for much longer because there is a merger taking place, hopefully within the end of this month. We should be getting the completed date with the end of this month, and they're going to be merging with Metamaterials, and Torchlight will technically be no more. But nevertheless, what will happen to your Torchlight shares, because nobody's buying into this company now if it's just going to be disappearing? That is not the case, okay? This company is going to be merging, or potentially here, with Metamaterials. Let's quickly go into Metamaterials before we speak about this merger and how this is going to work and how this is going to pan out for investors, and is it potentially a really good opportunity for you to get in. So Metamaterials is of course the other company that we spoke about in our analysis video. You can check this out. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of this company and then we'll talk specifically here about the merger. Metamaterials specializes in the design and nanofabrication of highly functional materials, and it is designed to improve the ways they interact and benefit from light and other forms of energy using advanced proprietary and environmentally sustainable technologies. This is a technology company and it's got its fingers in a lot of pies. It's doing a lot of things. Here are just some of their products and the uses in a growing number of applications: to block harmful light, such as green laser, gather and redirect light, improve the performance of optical displays, to replace transparent conductive materials on touchscreens. So this is very much to do with, technology and light and different metamaterials, basically defogging and de-icing, and the acquisition and enhancement of signals for non-invasive medical imagery such as MRI. So that's what this company is doing. And if we jump in here to the investor presentation, this will hopefully give you a little bit more of an understanding. These are some of their sectors, okay? They have the design and nanofabrication experts. They have the developed and de-risked tech platform. Their core capabilities, which you can see is a purpose-built proprietary manufacturing with 10,000 meters squared capacity right there. And they have their growing patent portfolio with over 54 granted patents. And then they are forming strong strategic partnerships here with Fortune 500 companies. So lots of exciting things here in the pipeline. And some of those applications in the sectors here is the health and wellness, aerospace and defense, energy, automotive and consumer electronics. This is extremely diverse. I think you can agree. You can see the different sectors that it's going into and what it's doing in each particular one. I'm not going to read all of that out because there is a lot there, but you can of course pause that and have a look through it. But that's the different sectors that are going into. It's definitely got a lot of exposure there, that's for sure. The reason I'm speaking more about Meta here is, like I said, because this merger, once this goes through, Torchlight, the assets from the oil and gas is going to be sold off. That is all going to be sold off because Meta are not interested in that. What Meta are interested in here is the NASDAQ listing. Meta currently sit on the Canadian Stock Exchange, okay, on the ticker symbol MMAT. And that is on the Canadian Stock Exchange. You can see it's been on a very nice run, and that is obviously to do with this potential merger coming up. Lots of news coming out around this company as well. And just to go into some of the news, actually, they recently had this Meta and Gaxy, I think that's how you say it, collaborate to improve 5G and 6G communication infrastructure. So this is big, okay, going into 6G now as well, and that is their aim anyway. They say, we are proud to work with a world-class partner such as Gaxy to help develop and potentially deliver a practical solution which will simplify the deployment of 5G networks, and it's going to help many new applications to improve the experience of everyday users. So that is a big partnership there, definitely one for the future. I don't think we're going to be seeing much from that at this moment in time, but you're investing into these companies based on where this could be in months, years to come. Then they've also been getting rid of some of their debt. They've recently converted 5.4 million in secured debt. Just to touch on that, Torchlight Energy also got rid of all of their debt. Torchlight Energy had a list of requirements here for this merger with Meta, and they have slowly been ticking them off one by one, and one of that was to get rid of all of their debt. They also had to do a loan for Metamaterials, which we covered in the previous video, and yeah, they are basically helping to fund Metamaterials because that is where this merger is going to be going. And then we've also seen this come out literally just yesterday here. Metamaterials expands their range of products and technologies at Photonics West. This is big because they're expanding their range of products, and they said that with the assets and IPs they acquired from Interglass, Meta is developing a vertical solution that will meet this challenge for head-mounted displays. So going into more and more different sectors, getting more and more product lines. And before we talk about some of those specific deals, you can see here the partners that Metamaterials currently have. You can see they're solving global challenges with OEM partners and customers. And there's some big names here that Meta are working with. Panasonic, Sony, big tech companies. And then you've even got some airlines there, Airbus, Boeing, companies that make, planes, etc. Car companies as well, Mazda. Lots of big names in this list, and these are current partners and customers of Metamaterials. And on top of all of this, another reason we could potentially be seeing a rise at the moment in Meta is because there was rumors that they potentially partnered with Tesla. That is specifically a rumor there. However, it's definitely something we'd definitely be open to if we were as a shareholder. But let's go into the specific details about now what's going on with this merger. Torchlight and Meta basically signed an agreement on December the 14th to merge businesses. And after this deal is complete, Meta shareholders will own 75% of the combined company, and Torchlight will retain the remaining 25%. The deal also mandates the selling of Torchlight's oil and gas assets, and that says that either on December 31st, 2021 or 6 months from the closing of the transaction, whichever happens first. And at this moment in time, it's looking like the closing of the transaction will be first, but we're yet to know for sure. And if the sale isn't complete, Torchlight shareholders are also entitled to receive a pro rata equity interest in the spin-off equity that holds Torchlight's remaining oil and gas assets. So what is Torchlight's gain from this merger? We can see after the merger, Torchlight shareholders will gain access to the multi-billion-dollar markets that Metamaterials serves and the new applications that are being revolutionized with its sustainable technologies. And at the same time, Torchlight shareholders will still be able to participate in the proceeds of its oil and gas assets. So that's what all this is about. Basically, there's a NASDAQ listing, and the NASDAQ is the big exchange, which is going to give you massive exposure if you are a company. Metamaterial wants to uplist, and if by merger with Torchlight, they can uplist to the NASDAQ, okay? So to go into the exact dates of this, March the 12th, we are literally a few days away. March the 12th is the date when there will be a general and special meeting to decide or vote on this merger, basically. They're going to vote on this merger. Is this going through? At the moment, it looks highly likely. And if we go into their investor presentation, they've actually already combined it. They actually have a Meta and Torchlight investor presentation, and they say the reverse takeover of Torchlight by Meta by way of a plan of arrangement. Torchlight's pre-arrangement will approximately be 25% of the new combined company. In exchange, issue shares of its common stock to holders of Meta common shares, representing 75% in the ownership of the combined company. Prior to the effective date of the closing, Torchlight will declare and issue shares of its Series A stock to holders of Torchlight common stock, representing 100% of the value of its existing oil and gas assets. So just to clarify this, okay, people who think Torchlight, if you're a shareholder, you're losing value because you're only going to get 25% as opposed to the current 100%. That is not the case. You're not actually going to be losing any value. If anything, you're gaining value from this, okay, because basically Torchlight and Metamaterials are combining to become Metamaterials. And there was a lot of speculation that the ticker symbol should be META. Well, literally just as I was about to film this right now, George, who's the CEO of Meta, replied to somebody saying MMAT is the symbol we have reserved with the NASDAQ exchange. That's the current symbol on the Canadian Stock Exchange. So MMAT now is the symbol we'd be looking for. That's from a tweet from the CEO. That says reserved. Obviously, that is not confirmed, but that is what we're looking at. So it's going to combine to become MMAT. Now, if you take this as a pie, for example, say there's 4 slices. What's going to happen is this is going 1-to-1. So if you're a Torchlight shareholder, your 1 share is still going to remain 1 share of Metamaterials. You're not losing any value. However, that 1 pie, if you are a Meta shareholder, that 1 share will become 3 shares. That is not necessarily gaining value, but Torchlight is not necessarily losing value. That is just a deal with this company, okay? Because they're combining their assets, and also Torchlight are going to be selling their oil and gas assets, okay, which basically means there's an opportunity here to either get some cash from this company or a special dividend. Now, the special dividend, this is a lot of people are investing in this company because of this special dividend. Now, there is no confirmation on this yet because we're still waiting for this to even get confirmed in the first place. The merger vote is happening on the 12th, and then we should be hearing following that about the special dividend. There is rumours that if you are a Torchlight shareholder, for every 1 share you own, you'll be getting a payout. And that payout is at the moment rumoured to be around about $3 per share. Okay, but it really just depends on how much they sell their assets for and how much the company want to divvy out amongst its shareholders. At the moment, the one benefit to this is the prices of oil and gas are on the rise, which means if they're going up and up and up, the prices of the land and the oil and gas assets will obviously sell for a lot more, meaning you'll get a much bigger dividend payout. So you've got the dividend payout, you've got the 25% stake in this Meta company, on top of all of the great, amazing things that Metamaterial look exciting going forward anyway. So that's basically in a nutshell this company, what is going on. We're going to wait until March the 12th to get confirmation. It is speculation at the moment, these numbers that we are saying. However, we have to wait until March the 12th. I'm not a financial advisor, so if you are planning on investing, you should always do your own research first. Just to round this off, let's look at the current Torchlight share price. They currently trade for $2.20 per share. It had a big run up to $4.29, and since then, at this moment in time, we are down 48% from those highs. We know the story of buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumor is coming closer and closer. Is it a case of buying the rumor? Are we going to see a drop off when the news happens? Potentially, but if you are in this for the long term, remember, this is no longer an oil and gas company. This will be coming into technology and lots of exciting things that Meta are doing. So all of this is worth considering. I will keep you updated on this one because it can be a bit confusing. And yeah, I'm definitely interested to know your thoughts on this company. Are you invested into Torchlight? Are you planning on getting into it? Or are you going to get in for Meta actually? There's another option there on the Canadian Stock Exchange as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. If you've enjoyed this and it's been helpful, please go ahead and smash the like and subscribe to my channel. That really is appreciated. And until next time.